I know you talk about sleeping on your grandmother's couch and all this stuff to get your feet under yourself. What if you had no grandmother's couch, and what if you had no Gilly?
Next on deck with Tim Black.
Us. Oh, I'm black. No black people. Nobody gives a fuck about that. Kill that shit. Either you got a good business or you don't. All that shit, don't nobody want to hear that shit. That's a hustle. Support me because I got a black business. Is your restaurant clean? Is the food good? Do you got consistent cooks? Is the material of your shit good? Stop doing that. Oh, you support the white people? No, I support consistency, baby. Yeah. Fuck about what color you is. I'm gonna spend my money. That paper, I'm gonna spend them deals where the fuck I want to spend it at. Whether it's Porsche, Ferrari, I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do while I'm here. But I'm gonna tell you one thing, I ain't gonna be finessed off some black shit. But one thing about it, 70% of you is not going to make it. I'm not no fake ass motivational speaker that talk this dumb shit. I'm the #1 in the country. You know why? Y'all seen me come out of the penitentiary. I make millions and I make millionaires, baby. You understand me? I come from the ghetto.
Next.
It sounds like he's talking about black business too much in general. And that's that. And I've met black businesses and white businesses. And here's the thing. I think because who Wallow is, there are a number of people who reach out to him who may not have this stuff together because they relate to him and they look at his story and they feel like they're connected to him in some way. And they may feel that they can get opportunity or help from Wallow, and they may not try other resources because of the connection that they feel with Wallow. Wallow was a real guy who spent some time. He was on the wrong side of the tracks. His life was, he was in jail and he got out and he's a success story. And people probably motivated by that and they reflexively reach out. This is not indicative of all black businesses, it's black small businesses. And I don't know why Wallow makes this assertion. It's sort of like the conservative whites who do this, or conservative blacks who do this as well. A lot of black people don't be around other people. You don't think there are Latino people, Puerto Rican people, Dominican people, poor white people, all types of people, Asians who reach out to Asians and want help. You think it's just black, maybe it's just black people reaching out to you, Wallow, but you don't think it's a white person somewhere with a food truck reaching out to Gary V right now who don't have everything in line? Yeah, I know you talked to Gary V, right? Did you ask Gary V, has any white people without their money together, without the best service, ever reached out to Gary V? Now, Gary V may lie to you, but I doubt it. It's just I hear a lot of criticism from black folks who made it, who don't understand, who have money, who've been around the country. You've been a lot of places, Wallow. Haven't you seen poor other people? Haven't you seen other people struggling? You don't think none of those people have ever asked anybody of their nationality to help them? Why do we have to make it like we got to punish black people for being poor? Why do you got to pick the lowest rung of people to tell them, pull yourself up by your bootstraps? I just don't understand why we got to go out of our way to do that. You sound like you don't know what it is. Let me add this. Let me say this. Before I give you some real data, let me say this. Yeah, it is. It may seem insulting to you, and it's insulting to me when people ask me for help who haven't put any time in. I know people that haven't even started the podcast be asking me, can you help me with my podcast? They haven't even come up with a name yet. Yeah, it's insulting, but you know what I haven't done, Wallow? I haven't got up on the stage and cursed those people out. Because they don't know no better. I haven't cursed them out and told them they, 70% of y'all ain't gonna make it. Whatever that was. Like totally frustrated. Here goes another thing, Wallow. I don't know if you go up to the white people and talk like that. Yeah, I noticed that black people love to come talk to black people in their own kind of way. But when they go around to white people, I don't think you talk that way to the people at the Barstool podcast. Yeah, remember Barstool before you got your contract? I got a feeling you didn't talk to them like you just talked to that room full of black people who, for some reason, feel like that's one to grow on. I'm not saying it's not a kernel of truth that no one gives a damn. You're right. No one gives a damn if black people fail. You're right. It doesn't sound like you do either. And I know that's a shame because I think you do care. That's probably why you feel exasperated. But being frustrated like you are, it didn't come off the best. Okay? Let me enlighten you, man. Here's the deal. Once again, I'm not demonizing Wallow. I think Wallow helps more people than most. Okay? I believe Wallow probably helps more people than most. But I think it was a bad moment for Wallow right there. That's what I think. It doesn't age well. Let me give you the top 5 reasons why black people have such a hard time in business. For instance, just before I give you that, let me just tell you, a lot of black small businesses crashed during COVID shutdowns. A large percentage of black businesses went away, not because they lacked talent, ability, hustle, dedication, commitment, customer service, being on time, cleaning tables. They lacked money. They lacked resources. That's what killed them. Now, limited access to capital. That's the number one reason why black small businesses fail. Not customer service. Not somebody didn't give you the right oxtail tacos. Or the brisket was cold. Black entrepreneurs typically have less access to startup capital and loans. I know you don't care, but this is the real reason why. They're more likely to be denied credit and, when approved, often receive smaller amounts with higher interest rates compared to their white counterparts. And fam, that's adjusting for equal credit. Equal credit. So you know they black, right? So this is what they're dealing with. People that are unsuccessful have reasons. Wealth gap, lack of generational wealth. You already know this. If you got a white family, maybe they don't have to ask you, Wallow. Maybe they don't talk to you. I don't know. But maybe they could just talk to their grandparents. And that's what you can do when your grandparents got the GI Bill. That's what you could do when you had white parents. Not every white person has white parents or great-grandparents with paper. But I'm talking numbers here. I'm talking about the legacy of Jim Crow and all these other things. This impacts who can go to their family and get the money so they ain't got to ask Wallow. Okay, Wallow? The racial wealth gap means black entrepreneurs often have less personal or family wealth to invest in their businesses. Number 3, they have weaker professional networks. When you come from the hood, as you know, Wallow, let me ask you this. If you didn't know Gilly, who's probably one of the best rappers that came out of the hood, right? One of the best, at least in Philly, right? If you didn't know him, because you're not a rapper, so if you didn't know Gilly, would you be where you are right now? I'm sure you had to work your ass off. I know you talk about sleeping on your grandmother's couch and all this stuff to get your feet under yourself. What if you had no grandmother's couch, and what if you had no Gilly? Would you still be able to get it out the dirt? I don't know, maybe you could have. But we all need grace, bro. You had a grandma's couch. Not everybody had a grandma's couch. Yeah, you were blessed to have grandma's couch to sit on or to sleep on for a year while you didn't worry about money and just grind it and put those videos up on Facebook. I know your story, but what I'm saying is you were given the grace to be able to do that while you lived indoors, brother. That is a gift, sir. Not everybody has that. I get it. No one cares if you don't got it. I get it. No one's going to hand it to you. But I'm saying this short clip sound bad. It sounds like you forgot that. Once again, if you ain't no Gilly and you ain't had your grandma, where would you be today? Some people don't have either one, so that's why they coming at you, Wallow. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Discrimination in lending and investment. Studies show persistent patterns of discrimination in lending institutions. We already know that. That's sort of tied into number 2 with the racial wealth gap. And number 5, location and market limitations. Black-owned businesses are often concentrated in neighborhoods with less economic development, infrastructure, and customer spending power. Customer spending power. It matters where you can set up shop. So all these things they have a stack-on effect. Inaccessibility to funding, right? No networks. You don't know anybody. You don't have anybody in your network that you can hit up to give you not just money, but give you the game, to give you information. You know about this. This was your podcast. So come on, Wallo, I'm talking to a guy that already knows. It's like hitting the lottery for someone to come through and bless you like that. And if they bless you and you ain't ready, then you miss your blessing. Because now you get an opportunity and you ain't ready for the opportunity. How you going to take advantage of it? So once again, guys, I'm not dumping on Wallo. I understand what he's saying. And maybe earlier in this speech or later in this speech, he had a different articulation. This segment, this excerpt from his speech probably does not put his speech or it probably doesn't put him in the full light. I'm sure it took him out of context. But I gotta say, I wish we could get to a point where we didn't treat each other the way we do, the way we talk to each other. It don't seem like it's necessary. It's not necessary in my book. It's not necessary to tell people 70% of y'all not gonna make it. Man, starting a small business is hard as hell. With or without, regardless of who you are. The failure rate of any small business is high. It's just higher if you're Black. Too many times I hear people that have made it attribute people not being successful to something they personally did. And all that does, in my opinion, is they make people's mental health go to shit. You know, folks, there's so many things that are out of your control. You making it or not making it isn't always determined on how hard you worked or you didn't want it bad enough. You know, there are other factors when you have to get help. Now, when you get to fail and try again, like Trump got to fail and try again and fail and try again, file for this, try again, and he becomes president. You know, it is what it is. Some people get opportunities. I'm not saying he didn't have to work hard. I'm not saying he didn't work hard. But what I'm saying is, I can't stand it when it sounds like we're beating up on each other for not being someone else. And last thing I say is, folks, all communities look to those in their community that look like them to help them. My Jewish people do it, but I don't hear Jewish people dump. Maybe they do. I don't know. I'm not in their forums to see if there's a Jewish complaint that too many Jewish people be asking for help from other Jewish people. Maybe it happens with Chinese and Koreans and Japanese people be doing the same. I don't know. I'm never in their forums to hear them. So they could be making the same complaints. For some reason, when they do, it doesn't go viral. At least not on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Something about when we do it to each other, it go viral. We can blame that on whatever we want to blame it on. Maybe that it fulfills a negative stereotype that other people like to propagate. Thus, it picks up in the algorithm. Yeah. All right, guys. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Look, guys, once again, I ain't really find Wallo. Wallow's probably on the low, done more for many people than most people do. I'm pretty sure of it. But I'm just saying, all I can go off of is this clip. And I want to be sure and certain. Wallo, you are now 1%. You are 1%er. You ain't Wallo on your mama's couch, on your grandmother's couch no more. You are a very rich, powerful man at this point. That's what you are. You are now privileged, Wallo. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, if you was anybody else, I'd be giving you the business. But I know your backstory, so I'm not. But I am saying, this didn't sound like, this wasn't it. This wasn't it. And I gotta go through hundreds of comments. There's hundreds of comments of people complaining about some restaurant they went to that didn't have this, the water wasn't cold, or or somebody didn't bring the pizza out on time. Now I gotta read that shit. As if they never been to a white restaurant that didn't have everything together. You know what I'm saying? It happens. But for some reason, now the comments, all I got is a bunch of Black people talking like this is only a black problem. Like customer service is a black issue. Like being, unsuccessful in business is because we don't care enough, we don't try enough, and we don't do enough due diligence. And I'm trying to tell you, y'all ain't been around enough white people if you don't know that. You ain't been around enough Asian people to not know. You ain't been on enough carryouts if you don't know that there's bad service everywhere. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I ain't gonna just sit back and let y'all make it seem like it's like being late. Y'all still on that? We still on color people time? That's it. We still making it seem like black people the only people. Y'all don't see that that's not, first of all, it's not even accurate. It's not even accurate. But y'all don't see why that could be a little detrimental? A little bit? All right. All I know is when I go on Yelp, I'll be looking at all types of businesses and I'll be seeing all types of complaints. And it'd be white businesses in there with bad complaints too. It'd be Asian businesses in there with bad complaints too. Just go to Yelp. You ain't got to believe me. Believe your lying eyes.
Perfect. You made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you. Now, Google thinks this next video is going to be perfect for you. It's right up your alley. So click the next video, watch that with me, and let's keep this politics going. You're built for this.